discussion.
Okay.
There are many people here like my children, they don't want to get married.
They don't want to. We thought it's a good. You got it was good.
Yeah.
How old were you when you married?
I was married at 27 years.
27.
Yeah.
I married at 26. But my parents wanted me to marry at 25. It was a problem because I was still at the university. But they were
But for now, people are studying, you know.
yeah, but you can study and marry still. Yeah, I mean, I have been in different universities.
No, but this is also what Dr. Emmanuel was saying. It is really a socio-economic problem.
Yes.
Because it will increase number of dependency.
Yeah.
The people maybe not get, productivity ratio will reduce in the country.
Yeah.
So that affect a lot of things.
Yes.
The cost of the family.
The cost of the family is increasing. Why? The economic hardship is increasing. Sure. We have NEET, for instance. NEET, not employed, not educated. He has been talking about this. I will not come back to this. We have malnutrition, and in Rwandan district, some children were stunned. Until the president went there and discussed about with local leaders, what can we do to decrease the level of stuntness? I mean, in 1990s, Rwanda were not having a problem of being stunned, but there was a lot of kwashiorkor. Yeah, with a lot of problem of what related, a lot of problem related to malnutrition. Now there is no kwashiorkor. Many government officials and religious officers and NGOs tried to teach people how to cook a balanced diet. I remember nuns and whatever were very proactive to teach women how to feed their children, even their husband. That was a very good point. But now we have a problem of being stunned. And the region like Musanze, there is a fertile region in Rwanda, no fertile region maybe like Musanze, but many people were stunned. Children. Why? Because malnutrition. What can we do for such a situation? And we had a lot of problem with lack of access to facilities. Lack of access to facilities. Why is it necessary that people could have a nice road? Why is it necessary that people could have good education? Why good schools? Why people should have good utensils at home? Dishes, cups, and whatever. It is necessary for better life. So those are things that we need to discuss. When we talk about access to facilities, electricity, for instance, if you read one of our paper with Dr. Bheji on self-sufficiency of Rwanda, you can download it online, by the way. Yeah, it is called self-sufficiency. If you click on Google, self-sufficiency, Rwanda self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency, Rwanda, and you click Mushimimana or Bheji together. You will find the paper. It's very nice, but you can find it on Google and download it for free. Self-sufficiency in Rwanda, we see that electricity is not yet enough. Yeah. We see that people who are living in the rural areas, there are still more. Urbanization level in Rwanda, for instance. Urbanization. In in Rwanda. It is only 17.7%. 17.7% means that Rwanda is mostly a rural area, village. And there is a concept that says people cannot live a better life if they are living in rural areas. Yeah. Can you find a motorbike to come to Sias in a rural area? No. You have to walk, ride the mountain up to. Yes.
But I think also, in my opinion,
Yes, sir.
I think also it serves another purpose, right? Like in sports, you know, they are doing it serves another in sports. Also,
Yes,
it can help,
self-sufficiency.
yes.
They
It
have
can help
their
in-
own bananas, their own beans.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't pay for water. Yeah. But the problem is the well-being. A lot of studies shows that in the city there is better life than in a rural area.
Of course.
There is a lot of research about that. So here we are basing on research by others. Even in life longevity, lifespan in a rural area is not the same like in cities. Yeah. People in the rural area die faster than in the cities. Yeah. So many policies that existed before, for instance, I need attention for people from Mineral, for instance. Before government of Rwanda, before 90s, they used to say people should not exit the rural areas. Huh? We used to call it rural exodus. Yes. And they used to say, okay, people should stay in the rural area because the government was not inspired. We need to inspire government. We know our government is well functioning and inspiring, but we need to inspire it more. And we will not get tired about it. That is why we started with you, because you are one of the key policymakers and implementers. People now need to change their mindset. Before, the government used to say, oh, people should just stay in rural areas. If they come, we will not find somebody to cultivate. Now we have to change the course. How can we urbanize the country? How can we urbanize the country? Urbanization. From 17%, if you read that paper, you will find it. Did you find the paper online? You will not check it. Who checked? Self-sufficiency. Yeah. Okay. It is a very nice paper. I wrote it with Dr. Buhedi. Since he brought me, we started working on self-sufficiency in the African development labs. How can we upgrade Africa in terms of thinking and development? So this is one of the production we are glad we hope we should listen to. We should benefit it and start living it. So Rwanda urbanization is still low. This is a problem. The access to internet, industry 4. The access to internet, the industry 4, is still a problem. Because many people don't have internet, even don't have access to telephones. Now the government of Rwanda decided to spread out the technology of internet and ICT in rural areas, but it's still difficult to some extent. But with companies like Airtel, like MTN, people can have access to phones for roam. Cell phones for roam, Mike. At least to increase the number of people who can access telephone. Yeah, you get the point. Who can access the telephone. And it is important to do so. Like you have had during a program, people also should have telephone and the other stuff like that. We increase the pace. For instance, if for instance President Kagame could not introduce Giringa, the liter of milk now could have raised up to 2,000. But with the Giringa program, NGOs, companies, leaders Because the president initiated it, everyone wanted to contribute to it and give cows to poor people, which contribute to their life, but also to the life of the community entirely. If we didn't bring Tubura, for instance, Tubura, the cost of maize could be high. Cost of beans. Tubura means, those who are not familiar with that program, Tubura means the increase of yield with new seeds. Sometimes genetically modified, of course, but at the time also with new type of mixture of seeds. It happened in cassava, it happened in beans, it happens in soya beans, and
What's it called?
Tubura program.
Tubura.
Tubura. It's a government program supported by different stakeholders. Tubura. To increase the yield in agricultural sector and land consolidation and other stuff. Yeah. But when we talk about, for instance, the human development, we need to increase the citizen level capacity of thinking, capacity of thinking, yes, capacity of acting. See, because you are readers, most of you came now very early, even some came even before me. I found one lady who came before me. I came at 5 minutes, but she was there. Where are you from? What's your name? From? Bukundo Initiative. It's an NGO also.
Social for profit. Social business.
Ah, what do you produce?
Game.
Game.
Yeah.
Ah, which kind of game?
Teaching about sexual reproductive health, mental health, and
Yes.
life skills.
These people should be our partners, like not your.
Okay. So you shall say the name or you? Can you clap hand with the name? We call it punctuality. Punctuality. I learned about the necessity of punctuality when I started to study in Europe. Yes. Being punctual. Being punctual. My PhD teacher used to tell me, don't be distracted. It's straightforward. But if you go to study, you go to drink because they are cheap in Europe, you go to the pub because they are accessible, you get distracted. Punctual. And I liked how you were very punctual. You came here at 9 o'clock, yeah? Well, you should be very nice, yeah? But most of you as leaders, you came here on time, right? Everybody here came on time. And I was happy. And it's different from the workshop we used to do with non-leaders. But how can you transfer your skills to those you lead? Yeah? That's the difference. That's the difference. Yeah. And that is the difference. Because here we talk about infants, toddlers, preschoolers, grade schoolers, teenagers, young adults, middle age adults, older adults. He's very skilled, Dr. Buig. He's very skilled with different economy, adult economy, youth economy. I'm not. But I know that every level matters in terms of human well-being. Government of Rwanda initiated, for instance, ECD, early childhood development. The government started to think about the development of infant, because they believe that if you have Rwandans who are stressed because of conflict between parents, or the stress or hunger of the mother, then that citizen will not be a good citizen. That is why the government started early childhood development. Because we need development of infant, but development of toddlers, development of preschoolers, development of young adults, and so on. In the program we designed, for instance, Minarok, for instance, you have to think about it. Sure. How many playgrounds those children have in the rural areas or in the cities as well? Those are things you have to think about. How many basketball playgrounds that the children can access? How many games that the children can access? Yeah? What quantity and quality of food the children have to access? Ibindi bintu mukwiye kugenda mwitaho tukava muri superficial policies, then we are policy oriented. Biganisha ku development of this. And Rwanda is trying in each and every area. Yeah. But we need to increase the pace. Yeah. For instance, how do we treat the teenager, the young adult? Yeah. Because the need of a young adult is not the need of an infant, is not the same need of older adult. Class stuff, very good. Teenager will need sexual oriented skills and discoveries. How can I behave at my age? For instance, what are the facilities? How can we manage them? So, and there is a lot of program about that. The government of Rwanda and NGOs, for instance, say, okay, we limit the level of access to beer to young people. We need to limit the access to sexual abuse online, or pregnancy. We need to avoid, for instance, HIV in the universities because they are very young also. So they started to think about giving them free access for those who cannot sustain themselves, condoms, for instance. Yeah. It is not a good option, but it is the least among them. Free access. When I was studying at the university, most of the young people were having free access to preventive tools, for instance, condoms and whatever. But this is thinking about young and teenagers. But when we talk about older adults, for instance, RSS, you can, I'm glad you are here. Yeah? Thank you. How do we design policies so that our adults get older and older and die happy without stress? But if an old man dies and says, I don't have rice, I don't have beans, I don't have water, he will curse the country. That's the joke. But when you don't treat elders, they will curse the country. I'm dying, my children are in the city, I don't have tea, I don't have sugar, I don't have anything better. That is the role of RSS. How many people can RSS be supporting in the country? Very few. Those who are. And you have a lot of people who have never worked. Or maybe worked but not insured. How can we design policies that increase the rate number insured by RSS? For instance, in Europe, in Germany, at 60s and more, sometimes you don't pay taxes, I mean transport. We said everybody with more than 16 or some age, they are free, exempted from paying any bus. It happens also in your country of origin. You have to pay. Lots of facilities, but they are cheap also. Yeah. This helps to think on people, basing on age. Maybe in a discussion we shall have, what can we do for people, infant, for people, adult in Rwanda, for people, young adult, for people, grade school, and so on. So you are welcome. Can you introduce yourself quickly?
My name Aida, I'm here for the pairs. I'm needing an Aida.
Nijina Aida.
Aida, where are you from? And
La
you?
Perde, Rwanda. La Perde.
La Perla, the same like.
Yeah.
Yes. I like the name La Perla.
Okay.
Perla is very, very nice. Okay. When we talk about these, where did I put my? Okay. When we talk about these things, then we talk about leadership.
20 minutes, huh?
20 minutes, yes, thank you. I will be done. And then they have a coffee break, we proceed after coffee break. Very good. And this is a model of Rostov. Rostov say every society have stages of development. Stages of development. We have traditional society, we have precondition to take off, drive to maturity, and then we have high mass consumption. Most of Europeans think they are in high mass consumption, and they think we are here, traditional society and precondition to take off. You see how we are in a big problem?
We are not there.
We are trying to catch up. Ariko yuse nyine ibitabo by'abashobozi n'abarimo gukora kuri case ya Congo. Bavuga ko babona case zigaragaza ko bakiri mu traditional society. Kandi natwe ntabwo turi kera kuvayo. Kwijana ihoro itemana iki yarabaye nta hano mu Rwanda. These are signs of traditions. Traditional society and traditional society who think they believe in taboo things like that, yeah? If I meet you in the morning without washing, that is bad luck of the day. Yeah. Those are traditional societies. Yeah. Rationality is limited. Amatiku, kurogana. Uribaza umuntu ushaka kuroga kuko ikamwa neza cyangwa te mu rutoki rw'umuturanyi kuko utamukunze traditional that we have been changing this course. Indeed, we have a very good leadership in Rwanda because Rwanda wants everybody to no more difference.
Yeah.
Marginalization, hating people without reason, yeah? Kunenana, guhezanya, gushyira hasi. That is why I like, actually, sincerely, I like the leadership of Kagame. I do that. Why? Because he has many people to think beyond the box. Beyond the box. Before Rwandans were marginalizing each other. I remember I was interviewing a person one day, and the person told me there are some category of Rwandans who were not allowed to take a cup of milk and drink. Either they take it for you, you drink but you don't touch it. Marginalization, discrimination. Kind of. But now, they were telling me now, okay, we even have cows, our own cow. But we don't touch even the cup of milk. We even distribute milk to others. That is leadership. Inclusive leadership. That is why I like the Rwandan leadership now, because it is trying to include people, different. And that is a very good point. So when we talk about this stage, we need to be catching up. How can we increase production? How can we increase trade with others? How can we move from one level to another? And that is the point. So, how then leadership can trigger these changes? That is what we need to think about. Yeah? And leadership deals with people changing their mindset. He has written a lot about mindset. But what I want to talk about mindset is that we need to change the thinking, the way of thinking. If I can try this, can give it a production or not? How can I increase greenland in the city? How can I increase tourism opportunity in the city? How can I increase business? How can I increase agriculture? These are mindset change. I told you I have a PhD, but most of the people from my region didn't go to school. Why? My home region is rich in tin minerals. Even in our land, you dig, you find tin. You know the price of tin on the world market, remember? $20 per kilo. And some children say to the teacher, no, I can pay you, teacher. How can you call me to come and rent? I can even pay you because he has grabbed some kilos of tin. And they don't go to school. But my mother was pushing me to go to school. At my teenagerhood, I went to meet with a tin company leader. I wanted my own concession, actually. And I was saying that he looked at me and said, I was good at you, but I will reserve for you one after you finish second yes. I said, are you sure? You agree on that? He said, I'm sure. It's okay, I'm going to finish. I will come back after 3 years, make sure my concession is guaranteed. I was very zealous young man. Not like this time, I start to be old now. But before I was very dynamic. So I went home, I continued to study. When I finished, my mind changed. I had to go to university, and I left mining. But mining was still in my mind until I did tests in mining irrigation. The whole stuff. You can find it on Rhinos. Free accessible. The irrigation of mining sector in the East African community. In the context of globalization. You can find it on hopefully. Yeah. So I analyzed mining in Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda. Yeah, but that was my passion to do mining sector. But I wanted to go there before. So they tried to change my mind, but peacefully. They didn't beat me, but okay, please, young man, try to finish school. Yeah? That is an example of leadership which changed my mindset. How can you change my life? Influencing them. Triggering through leadership by example. That is what we call ethical leadership. You lead people by example. If you want people to do not be late, you come always on time. And they will learn from you. Yeah? If you want people to have love, family love and kindness, you invite them for dinner. If you invite them 2 times, next time they will invite you also. You lead by being example person. There are different people that change the others through leadership and for socio-economic development. For instance, Amartya Sen. Amartya Sen says development as freedom. You cannot be free if you don't have shoes to put on your feet. You cannot be free if you don't have money in the pocket. Yeah. You cannot be free if you don't have a dress or house to sleep in, shelter. So he said, development as freedom. And that is why he says he advocated for increasing the capability of people. Look, Amartya Sen said, okay, look, you cannot sleep and feel safe. Your wife, for instance, is very pregnant, almost at the stage of delivery. And the hospital is in 5 kilometers, and you don't have a car, you don't have a bicycle, you don't have people to carry him. Oh, no, to carry her. What will you do? You will not sleep the whole night, so you are not free. And to give infrastructure to people is to give them capability. That is what he said, capability approach. And in this context, Rwanda said, the government of Rwanda said, train the local health leaders. How do you call them? The health leaders, the health advisors. They train them, they are not educated, but they train them to treat malaria, to treat the weight of children, to see the weight of children, to analyze the astuteness of children, to give advice to pregnant women and so on. They can even orient people on how to take medicine. That is about capability. And there is another one who called Mohammed Yunus. I'm glad that my reader met him. You met with Yunus, right? He is from Bangladesh, but he studied in America. He started the Grameen banks. Grameen banks. Who knows Grameen banks here? Who? Nobody? Grameen banks are the banks initiated by Mohammed Yunus. He started in America. By the way, he married an American woman, from this, or Russian woman, met in America. But when they went to Bangladesh, their home country, they started a small business. They used to give $50 or $45 to each woman, poor woman. Go and start a business. 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 Those women started their business and the bank flourished. The bank flourished. The Grameen Bank. He got a prize, a Nobel Prize. Mohammed Yunus is one of the pioneers because he started with his own money, giving his own money to people. Ubu ni banki yamaze gukwira Bangladesh no mu Rwanda irahari. Nahuye n'abantu tumba bitare bakora muri Grameen. Niwabamenye uwo bari nyine bakora microfinance issue. Aho kusanga bafite nk'inzu barentinze baha amafaranga utumina duto abagore batatu bane bafite association bakaba start up management. Our approach here with Dr. Brady is not that. Yeah? We use our approach of inspiration through good work. So we deal with NGOs, we give them money, they start micro projects too, so that others can learn from them. We also do some kind of business, so that people learn from us as inspiration. Our approach is about inspiration economy, influencing without power, by showing good examples. He will give you some cases. They did a lot of cases in Mauritania. Let me show you some. What is this? What is this? Yeah? Huh? What is this? Imongoro. In Rwanda, Imongoro is where you keep milk. Yeah. There is nothing inside.